Hello to everyone out there, it's a brand new week, so you guys know what that means. A new week with lots of new adventures to be had, and I'm going to be taking you guys along on my adventures that I get to this week. I have got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off work. I'm now not on work till Thursday, and I got up early, ready to go off and meet Sarah, one of my besties, in the mall for a catch up. And I had some toast and a cup of tea, had some bear cuddles, let him out in the garden and was playing with him in the garden for a little bit, and was enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. The weather has been so beautiful at the moment. I then made my way off to get the bus to meet Sarah in the mall, and whilst on the way to get the bus, I was listening to music on my headphones. I then got to the bus stop just as the bus arrived, so I managed to get on there, and the bus waited for a little bit and then headed off to the next bus stop, so I didn't have to rush to get onto the bus, thankfully. And then I got into the mall and made my way off to meet Sarah, but she had an appointment at the opticians before meeting me, so I went off and had a look around some of the shops whilst waiting for her to be finished at the opticians. And whilst waiting for her, I went off into some of the clothes shops and I got some mirror selfies that I'll show you guys. I was able to get some really cute mirror selfies from two of the clothes shops. I went to Superdry and Fat Face, and I almost got this blue t-shirt from Fat Face. I even tried it on, but it was a little bit big on me. Even though it was a large, which I am, it was like a dress on me, so I didn't end up getting that in the end. I then went off to this clothes shop, which also has a really impressive home section, and I got some snaps of some of the home stuff they had in there, and I'll show you guys. They've got such cute home stuff in there, really cute mugs and pillows and prints, so I was having a lovely look around there. I then got some mirror selfies from there, and I'll show you guys. I was able to get some really cool mirror selfies from there. They had some really pretty mirrors with lots of prints by the mirrors and plants and things like that. It's just so pretty in that shop. I was having a lovely look around there. I then went off to W. Smith's and was having a look at some of the stationery in there, and then went off to Marks and Spencer's and John Lewis, and went off into Tiger and into one of the book shops. I love this one of old books so much. And then I went off to this makeup shop that me and Sarah always go into, and I got some mirror selfies from there that I'm show you guys. I was able to get some really pretty mirror selfies from there. The one with the flowers is probably my favourite one. I then was chatting with one of the people who worked there, and they were giving out free samples of some of the cologne, so I tried some of those and they smelled so good. I then met up with Sarah and we went off to Slim Chickens, but I had a chicken Caesar wrap with some chips and a Fanta, and I'll show you guys that. It was so delicious. We then sat and chilled in there for a little bit and we're having a good natter, catching up, and then we went off and had a look at some other shops and went off to Smith's, where I got a new Monster High doll and some Barbie Fashionista sets for my Bluetooth doll. We then went off to TK Maxx and Sarah went off to have a look at the beauty section, while I went off to the home section. I love a home section, and had a good look around there, and we're looking at some of the tops. And then I got a mirror top from there that I'll show you guys. I love that mirror so much, I even got myself one. It's beautiful. I love the golden bow at the top. This is going to go in the spare room. And then me and Sarah made our way off to go to Home Bargains and had a look around there and got drinks on there, as it was so hot. I was absolutely melting. And then me and Sarah got a mirror selfie from where some of the mirrors were, and I'll show you guys that. We then made our way back to the mall and had a look around some more of the shops, and I got some donuts from Krispy Kreme, and then we went off into John Lewis to have a look on there, and then I headed off to get the bus back, and I thanked Sarah for a lovely catch up, gave her a big hug, and then made my way off to get the bus back, and had to get the bus from the mall to another bus stop, and then from there cross over and then get the bus back, so I have to get two buses there and back. I then got back, and as I was making my way back, I saw my dad with Bear. He was taking Bear for his walk, so Bear jumped up at me, getting very excited, bless him. I then got back home and I showed my mum the bits that I'd got from being out at the mall, and I'll show you guys the Monster High doll and with Barbie fashionista sets that I got.
Here are some things I got from Smith's. I was out having a mouth catch up with Sarah today. First of all, I'm going to show you guys the fashionista sets I got. So I got this one here, which has got this lovely purple netted puffy sleeved dress, and this strapped one with roses all over. Comes with a little handbag with a flower on, and a necklace with a heart on. And then this one comes with this dress here with stripes, with a collar, there's a headband, and then this striped red and white one, very summery. And then this one here, which is leopard print, and it's one sleeve. And then there's this one here, which is like snake skin, comes with a necklace and some high heel shoes. And then I got this Monster High doll little like suitcase, and it comes with 125 looks, 19 surprises, and it's Jennifer Long, and I love her outfit. She got a little cardigan which is so cute. I'm now gonna open this and the fashionista outfits and show you guys it in more detail. Here's my Jennifer Long doll I got from Smith's today, inside of this really cute packaging, and there's really cute illustrations on the front. You turn this key and then on the inside it looks like her dorm, and she's got some photos of her and her besties, which is so cute. And then here is the doll. She's got these really cute dangly earrings, and I love the gold on her ears and on her legs and her hands and her legs and the tail. And then she has these really cute patterns on her eyes, such pretty face, and the patterns on her thighs. Then she has this pretty pattern strapped t-shirt and skirt with this little poncho, little background thing. And then she comes with this really cute jacket with this headband to go on her hair. And then she comes with these shorts as well, and there's some hangers that you can hang up her clothes with. Then there's really pretty shoes with some flowers on the side, which is so pretty. I love all the details. Then there's this suitcase here with some random bits in that I'm not quite sure where they go. I've got the instructions here that my younger sister's going to help me to find where they go. Then there's this handbag here and some sunglasses with some really pretty patterns on, and then this really pretty patterned belt. And if you take the stuff out of here, you then have this really cute little play set that you can put her in and get photos of her in, and I think I'm definitely going to be going off to do that now. That doll is so beautiful, and I got a snap of her with a little play set, and I'll show you guys that. I love that play set, and I put that in the spare room with my other dolls that I have on display. And then I opened up the new Barbie fashion sets, and I'll show you guys. Here are my Barbie fashion sets opened up. Starting off with these ones here, we've got the snake print one with this leopard print skirt and top. It's got one sleeve, and then comes with some black boots and this necklace with some spikes on. Then in the middle here we've got these ones, which are very summery, with this red and white candy cane striped dress, with this one here with some pretty patterns on with a collar, and then it comes with a belt and some sunglasses. And these ones here, we've got this purple one with a pretty rose pattern on with some netting puffy sleeves, and this heart cut strapped rose dress with like, it's got like netting in, so it's very like ruched at the bottom, and it comes with a little pink bag. They're so pretty. I've packed those away with my other bleated doll clothes, and I then sort out my bleated doll into a new look using one of the outfits, and I'll show you guys. Here's my bleated doll's newest look using one of the fashion items from the new fashion sets that I just showed you guys. I used that red and white striped dress. I put some shorts over the top of it, given her a choker necklace and this black hat, and then she's got these red wedges on. It's giving me summer vacation vibes with the sunshine out, and I am loving the hints of red. And she's got her black hat on, of course, her iconic red hat which she always has on. And I love the dangly bits of hair at the front and her hair straight back out of her face. Yeah, it's
It's giving me summer vibes. I love that candy striped dress with the shorts combo and the red wedges as well. I then had a cup of tea and a biscuit that I got when at Slim Chickens, and it was a double chocolate chip biscuit. And then I called up Tash. I was having a good catch up with her, and I'm heading off to go for a walk with her later on. And I then was just chatting with my younger sister, and I got Krispy Kreme donuts, and I'm probably going to have one of those when I get back from being out with Tash later on, and I'll show you guys those. I got some donuts from Krispy Kreme. I was at the mall. This one is a marble one. Then there's this pink sprinkled strawberry one. This one is a Nutella one, and then this one is Biscoff. Can't wait to tuck into these. Don't mind if I do. They look so good. Cannot wait to have one of those with a cup of tea later on this evening. And I'm now off to go and write a bit of my journal entry for today, charge my phone before it dies, and then head off to meet Tash for a lovely evening stroll and to see a bit more of the vlog later on. It's late on in the evening now, and a lovely evening stroll, making my way down to the castle to go meet Tash. And just before that, I tried on some new shorts that I'd ordered. I ordered 2 pairs for work that are a blue pair, and then 2 black pairs that are for every day. And I got down to my town's castle where I was meeting Tash, and I got some snacks of the castle's garden with all the beautiful flowers, and I'll show you guys those. The gardens are so beautifully kept, with lots of roses and all those yellow roses and red roses on the side of the castle, and all the wisteria and the tulips. I was having a lovely walk around there. I then got a snap of the water fountain in the courtyard, and I'll show you guys that. It's so beautiful. I then sat on a bench by the water fountain and waited for Tash to arrive. He was running a little bit late, and I got some snaps of some pretty leaves, and I'll show you guys those. We've got such pretty colours and patterns on. Tash then arrived, and she got some snaps of me around the castle, and I'll show you guys those. She always gets such great snaps of me, and we had a lovely walk around the grounds, and then we made our way off to the pub, and we got drinks from there, and we had some sex on the beaches, and I'll show you guys that. I love a sex on the beach. They're so delicious. And we sat out in the beer garden and just chatted, and they were so good. And then on the way out, I got 2 mirror selfies, and I'll show you guys those. That mirror is so pretty. We then went off to go to Tesco's, as I was going to get myself some tea from there. And then in the end, we went off to our workplace for some tea, and we sat out in the courtyard, and I had one of the chicken Caesar salads off the new menu, and it was so delicious. And then I had a lemon posset creme brulee for pudding, and I'll show you guys that. The food was mwah. I'd definitely be having that Caesar salad again. I love a Caesar salad. I then thanked Tash for a lovely evening, and then made my way back. I then got home, and my mum had just gone off to my workplace for a craft evening she does on Monday nights now, so I would have just missed her. I then watched a little bit of TV, listened to a bit of music, and was working on some illustrations and coloring some videos in, and just reading some more of Off the Eyes, and I had a cup of tea and some of my custard cream biscuits. I am loving my custard creams at the moment, they are so good. I was then watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, and watched some stuff off record. And then my mum got back from the craft evening, and she had a great time. I then was just listening to a bit of Lady Gaga and loving her new song One Way for The Devil Wears Prada 2, which I'm so excited to see when it comes out on the 1st of May. And I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and then I'm going to be watching today's Home Away and UK soaps, and just see more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Tuesday, and I got up after a bit of a lie-in. I then got showered and changed, and had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I then was having some bear cuddles with Bear, listened to a bit of music and worked on some illustrations, cuddled some of those in, and just read some more of the Eyes, and tidied up my office, my dolls and dollhouse a little bit, and just watched some vlogs and TikToks with some funny dog and cat videos and sea lion videos. I then got myself ready to go off for a walk and had my trousers and jump on as it was a little bit overcast and a little bit cold out. I then listened to music on my way up to the high street. I got up to the high street and went off and looked at some of the charge shops. I went off to one of the book shops. I was having a look at some of the Doctor Who comics they had in there. I then popped to Aldi and had a look at the Best Buy section in there and saw one of my mates that was chatting with them. I then went off to one of the cafes and I got a hot chocolate with some vanilla syrup in, and I'll show you guys that. The hot chocolate was so delicious. I then got some mirror selfies from there and I'll show you guys. We've got such cute mirrors and lanterns and prints in that cafe. I then went off and had a look around some more of the shops and went off to the flower shop and I got some flower snacks from there that I'll show you guys. They've always got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there with lovely colourful flowers, and it all smells so good in there with all the fresh flowers. I was having a lovely chat with the flower shopkeepers in there and I got some plant snacks from there that I'll show you guys. There's a load of new succulents in the plant section. I love succulents and cactuses and all the pretty patterned leaves and the plant pots. I was having a lovely look around there. I then got 2 mirror selfies in front of these mirrors with all the succulents and cactuses around it, and I'll show you guys those. These mirrors with the plants around them are so pretty. I then went off and had a look at some more of the shops. I went off to Surroundings, this craft place I always love to go to. They always have such a great home section with pillows, socks, stationery, plushies, all things that I love. I got some snacks from there that I'll show you guys. It's always so cozy in there. I was having a lovely chat with the shopkeepers in there. I got some selfies from some of the cute little displays they had set up, and then I went off and had a look around a few of the charge shops that I'd missed whilst on my way up to Surroundings, and I went off into one of the cafes where 2 of my morning group members that I go to morning group with on Friday mornings were, and so I was having a nice chat with them, and on the way out I got some mirror selfies from there to show you guys. They've always got such pretty lanterns and mirrors in there and prints. I then made my way back, and whilst on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones. I then got some selfies of some wisteria and some purple flowers. I then got home and had some lunch. For my lunch I had some sausage sandwiches with a cup of tea and some of my custard cream biscuits, and read a little bit more of After Ice, worked on a bit more of my short story and some illustrations, tidied up my office and Dolls the Dollhouse a little bit, and then I watched Penelope. I love that film so much. My mum was at my grandma's where she goes on Tuesday afternoons, and my dad had taken Bear for his walk. My dad got back with Bear and I then was just a bit of music and reading some more of the Ice and working on a little bit more of my short story I've just been working on. And my mum got back and I'm now off to go and work on some more of my short story and just chill before going off to Jigsaw volunteering I do on Tuesday nights this evening, and we're down at the Castle School for Jigsaw activity, and I'm looking forward to going off there. Haven't been there since I left there, which is going to be weird to go back. I think we're doing like a charity event thing this evening with Jigsaw, which will be fun, and I'll see you in a bit more vlog when I'm back from that. It's late on in the evening now and I'm back from being at Jigsaw volunteering, and this evening at Jigsaw we went off to Castle School, my secondary school. I hadn't been there since I left there back in 2014, so it felt really weird going back there for our town council meeting, and the kids were talking to the town council about these sensory boxes that we're planning to put in cafes, shops, libraries, anywhere where if anyone is feeling overwhelmed or overstimulated or anxious, they can use the box to have the fidget toys and the air defenders to help calm them down. So the kids did a presentation displaying about the boxes. I made a little stool with one of the demonstration boxes, and there were lots of other little charities and organisations with stools as well. So we went around looking at some of the stools, looking at some of the leaflets, and it was really interesting. And the kids absolutely smashed at the presentation. And then I made my way back, and I got back, and for my tea I had some pie and some potatoes with gravy and peas, and I'll show you guys that. It was so delicious. I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and then I'm going to be watching today's Home and Away and UK soaps and watch Interior Design Masters, which came back last week, and just see if more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Wednesday, and I got up after a bit of a lie-in. I then had some breakfast, and for my breakfast I had some lemon curd toast with a cup of tea, and it was another lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies. So I was out in the garden for most of the morning reading a bit of Off the Ice with a cup of tea and some biscuits, enjoying the sunshine and blue skies. I was then playing with Bear in the garden for a little bit with his rope toy, which he loves. He's an absolute destroyer of dog toys, and his rope toy is super hard to destroy, which means he loves it. It's one of his favourite toys. So playing with him with that for a little bit. I then went up to my bedroom and just worked on some illustrations, coloured some of those for a little bit, listened to a bit of music, and watched some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos. And then for my lunch I had some soft cheese sandwiches with a cup of tea, and it's this dairy Dunker soft cheese, which is so delicious. And then me and my mum just watched a bit of Bargain Hunt, and then I had a cup of tea and some biscuits and just listened to a bit of music, and was just working on a bit of my short story that I've been working on. And then I got myself ready to go off to the garden centre, my happy place, and went off up to Dobby's. I was on my way up there. I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the sunshine, wore my hat so not to burn my head. Do not want to be looking like a tomato. And I got myself a drink from the shop on the way up to have for my walk up. I then got up to the garden centre and got some flower starts from there that I'm show you guys. We've got lots of spring and summer flowers starting to appear now, which makes me so happy. I love flower photography, as you guys know. I was able to get some really pretty flower starts from there with lots of pretty colours and patterns. And the sunflowers, I love sunflowers so much. And those purple ones with all the little like white spots on that look like galaxies, very cute. I think they're called galaxy flowers. I'm not quite sure, don't quote me on that, but they're such beautiful flowers. And then I went off inside of the garden centre and went off to the home section. I was having a look around there at all the mugs and socks and plushies and at the stationery, and got some snaps from there that I'll show you guys. We've got some really cute spring home decor in there, lots of really cute pots and mugs and pillows and blankets and tote bags, and those little plant pots with the vegetables all over are so adorable. I then went off and had a look around at the clothes section they have in the garden centre now, and I got some mirror selfies from there that I'll show you guys. You know me, can't resist a mirror selfie. I then went off to the plant section and got some plant snaps from there. They've expanded the plant section, so I was having a good look around there at all the succulents and cactuses and all the pretty patterned leaves and pretty plant pots. I then was chatting with one of my mates who works at the garden centre. I was having a good catch up with them. I then went back out into the flower section and got some more flower snaps, and I'll show you guys those. They've got such beautiful flowers at that garden centre at the moment. Lots of dahlias starting to appear, and dahlias and sunflowers and roses are three of my favourite flowers to get snaps of. I then headed off, and just before heading back I got a drink from the cafe. I got a cherry cola to have for the walk back, and then got some bits from the garden centre. I got some sweets and some rose lemonade, and I'll show you guys a clip of that. I got some sweets and some of this rose lemonade from the garden centre. Got some watermelon ones and these pretty flower ones. That rug that I filmed on showing you what I got from the garden centre is so pretty. I love the pattern on that rug. Unfortunately, it was the display purposes only, so I wasn't able to get one. I need to ask where they got it from so I could get one myself. And then I made my way off, and I was going to get one of the big bottles of the rose lemonade, but I only had my blue satchel with me, which it would not have fitted in, so I probably would have to get a bag. So I just got the small one instead to have on the way back. And I love rose lemonade so much. It's so delicious. And that bag I took with me that I got from one of the shops in Cabot fits so much in. I had my keys, my wallet, my sweets and my drink in there, and still had more room in there, which is great. I then made my way back, and once on my way back I had my cherry cola I got from the cafe. I love cherry cola so much. I then was listening to music on my headphones, having a lovely stroll back, and it was later on in the evening and it cooled down. I'm loving the lighter evenings. I got out there about 4 o'clock. I didn't realise how late it actually was. I then got back just as my dad had got back from taking Bear for his walk. He'd waited till it being a little bit cooler so it wasn't too hot for Bear. I then had a cup of tea and some of my custard cream biscuits. I'm loving my custard cream biscuits at the moment. They're so good. And was reading a bit more of Off the Ice. I then tidied up my office and Dawson Dollhouse a little bit, and then I was just working on a bit of my short story that I've been working on at the moment. My mum was getting tea ready. We were having a curry and it smelled so good. I then watched The Sound of Music, which is probably one of my favourite musicals. That and Moulin Rouge have to be my favourite musicals of all time. And then we had our tea. The curry that we had for tea was so delicious. I then helped tidy away the kitchen, and then I had some of my watermelon sweets that I got from Derby's. They're fizzy ones. I love fizzy sweets. They're so good. I was then just reading some more of Off the Ice and had a cup of tea and some more of my custard creams. I love custard creams so much. And then I was just working on some more illustrations and kind of 7 days in. I'll show you guys a clip of one of my illustrations. Here's my newest illustration for you guys. Starting off with the shoes. She's got these high heel boots on. Then she has this heart cut puffy dress and these shoulder pads with a long sleeved shirt underneath. Then she has this little corset laced bit up here with a collar and a brooch. She then has a choker necklace and a black pom-pom earring with some black studs in the top of her ears, spiky studs. Then she has some winged eyeliner and lashes, and she has long flowing hair and then some black acrylic nails and this black wing. I've had a lovely evening just listening to some music and working on some more illustrations and kind of 7 days in and just chilling, and I'm out off to go and watch this Away and UK Saves and just see more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Thursday and I got up after a really crap night's sleep. I just could not get to sleep. I tried all the usual things that you do when trying to get to sleep, counting sheep, turning my pillow over, and nothing was working. I finally got to sleep and I set my alarm for 8 as I was having work at 9 till 3, and I wanted to be up, showered and changed, refreshed, ready to get to work for 9. Luckily I messaged Tash to say how I lost my rings and was thinking they were at the garden centre by Wish yesterday, so I was going to call up just before work, so I might be a tiny little bit late. So I was able to get ready and get up to the high street and called Dobby's Garden Centre, and luckily they'd found my rings, and I was like, I will come and collect them after work. I've got work till 3. And they're like, no worries, they'll be at the till ready for you to collect when you arrive. I then also listened to music on my headphones and I made my way up to Co-op. I got myself a drink and a pastry for my breakfast and got Tash a drink and a pastry. Got to work and helped open up, and I had my pastry and a little bit of my drink and got clocked in and put my bag away, and it was just me and Tash on shift and we absolutely smashed it. It was super busy with lovely sunshine. Everyone was sat outside having lots of iced coffees, and I was doing lots of pint pouring and wine pouring and smoothies and milkshakes. Even did a few coffees, getting quite confident on the coffee machine now. I was cleaning tables, running food and drinks, and doing lots of food and drink orders and drinks making. And we had Jen on in kitchen, and so I thought I could catch up with her. We're not too busy. Hadn't seen her in what felt like forever. And then me and Tash fished at 3 and we clocked out. I got changed to this t-shirt I'm wearing right now. I love this colour, it's such a cute green colour. I then got my bag and me and Tash met Jazz after work, Tash's sister, who also works where we work, and we had some food and sat on the courtyard, and I had this cucumber and feta sandwich with some chips, and I'll show you guys that. The feta and cucumber sandwich I had for my lunch with the chips was so delicious, and I had a cola. We then were just chilling and having a good chat out in the beer garden. It was a lovely sunny evening, and then I headed off to go get the drink for tonight. We normally do it at Jen's, but she's out for a meal with her family tonight, so we're going to be having games night at Tash and Amelia's house. And I got pop from Co-op with that tonight, and then went off and had a look around some of the child shops, and I had a look at some of the t-shirts. They've got a load of summer stuff in now, so lots of t-shirts and lots of shirts. And then I got a cute mirror selfie from one of the child shops from this joy box, and I'll show you guys that. That mirror is so pretty, and you know how much I love a mirror selfie. I then went off and had a look around some more of the child shops. I went off to the book shop. I love the smell of old books so much. I then went off to T.T. Jones and was having a look at some of the stationery, and had a look in the card factory as well, and then popped it to Aldi and had a look at the Best Buy section in there. I then made way back, and whilst on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies, and then I got some flower stats whilst on my walk back, and I'll show you guys. I had a lovely stroll back and was able to get some really pretty flower stats. I love all the wisteria and all the pretty blossoms. I then got back and I got my work clothes put in the wash and got my clean uniform ready for work tomorrow night. I get the daytime off, and then I was just watching a little bit of TV and got the pop and games ready for games night this evening. And then my younger sister treated me, my mum and dad and herself to an ice cream from the local ice cream man, and I hadn't had an ice cream for ages, so I said yeah sure, why not, and thanked her afterwards, and I had a scribble, and I'm sure you guys that. He does the best ice cream, it's so good. I then was just writing a little bit on my journal entry for today, had a cup of tea and some of my custard creams, and was just reading a little bit more of Off the Ice, and watched some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat video and sea lion videos. I then got a mirror selfie from my new golden mirror with the bow on from the spare room, and I'm sure you guys that. It's beautiful. I then was just listening to a bit of Poultry and Freddie, this new punk wave band which is very 80s vibes, and I am obsessed with their music. Even got Tash into listening to some of their songs whilst at work. I then was just tidying up my office and dolls and dollhouse a little bit, and I'm now off to go and work on a little bit more of my short story that I've been working on, and with some more of Off the Ice, and then chill before going off to games night this evening at Tash and Amelia's. I shall see you with more of the vlog later on. It's late on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at Tash and Amelia's house for games night. We normally have games night at Jen's house, but she was out for the evening with her family for a meal, so we had it at Tash and Amelia's instead. So it got dropped up to Tash and Amelia's, and I got in there, and me, Tash and Jazz were just chilling out, and then I realised that I'd forgotten the game that I was going to be bringing, so I had to head back to mine and quickly grab that. And then I got back to Tash and Amelia's house, and we then played a game of Time of Celebrity, this game here that I got from one of the game shops in town a few weeks back, and it's so much fun. I want to go with that. Jazz won 2 games of that, and we watched a bit of The Greatest Showman, and she goes snaps of that. I had such a great time watching The Greatest Showman. Always loved the songs in that film. I think my favourite song from the film is probably A Million Dreams, and that game was so much fun to play. Really glad I found that game in the game shop. And then Amelia got back from being at her allotment, and then we ordered tea, and we got takeaway, and we ordered from Deliveroo, and we got KFC, and we then played some more games, and then our KFC arrived, and I'll show you guys that. The KFC was so delicious. I loved the KFC chicken legs and had a corn on the cob, and then we just chilled and let our food go down, and then played some more games, and we played some Jackbox games, and I won a few games of Jackbox, and then immediately headed off to bed. So I thanked her for a lovely evening, and then we had some pudding and we had some chocolate cake with some cream and some strawberries, and I'll show you guys that. The cake and the cream and strawberries were so good. We then played some more Jackbox games, and then I called it a night as it's getting pretty late, and thanked Tash for a lovely evening. And then I made my way back, and whilst on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones. I then got back and I was just chatting with my mum and just watched a little bit of TV. I was having some bear cuddles. He was very excited to see me when I got back, wagging his tail. He's so cute, and I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and then watch today's Home Away and UK soaps, and just see you with more at the vlog tomorrow. It's now Friday and it's the end of the week, almost the weekend. I got up early, ready to go off to morning group, and got showered and changed and had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I then just watched a bit of TV, listened to a bit of music, and was playing with Bear, and my alarm hadn't gone off for some reason. Luckily I managed to get up on time, which was a little bit annoying, and I realised that my phone setting had turned my alarm on my phone to really quiet, so it was like a tiny little sound only the mask could hear. So I've sorted that out, and now it's nice and loud, so it will definitely be waking me up and I will not be sleeping through my alarm anymore. I then got dropped to morning group by my mum, got into morning group and was having a lovely catch up with my members of morning group, asking them how their week had been. And we were doing baking, and I always love doing baking in morning group. We were making some pizza. We then put those in the oven to cook. We then tidied away and had some cups of tea and coffee and some biscuits and again nata. And then our pizzas were done, and I'll show you guys a snap I got of the pizza that I made. I made a heart-shaped pizza. It turned out really well. And then I went to the loo just before getting picked up by my mum, and I got 2 mirror selfies from there. I'll show you guys. The mirrors in that bathroom are so cute, and the bathroom is beach themed. I then got picked up by my mum. I got back and showed my dad the pizza that I'd made at morning group and put that in the pantry to have later on. And then I got myself ready to go off to Armstrong Garden Centre, so I was having to get the bus there. So I then made my way off to get the bus to Garden Centre, and I got there just as the bus arrived. I then listened to music on my headphones whilst on my way to the Garden Centre, and got to the Garden Centre, made my way into the Garden Centre and got some snaps of the home section when I got in there, and I'll show you guys those. We've got such beautiful home displays with lots of cute pillows and mugs and plates and saucers and really cute little ornaments. And then I went off to the plant section and I got some plants that's some random for you guys. That plant section is huge, and they have lots of really cute succulents and cactuses and pretty patterned leaves and lots of really pretty patterned plant pots. I then went off to the flower section and got some flowers that's some random for you guys. I was able to get some really pretty flower snaps from there. We've got lots of dahlias out now, and I love dahlias so much. They're so beautiful, one of my favourite flowers to get snaps of. I then got 3 mirror selfies from the Garden Centre, and I'll show you guys those. The first 2 mirror selfies I got were really pretty ones with pretend flowers around them, and then the last one I got was the one from outside where you have the water features and outside mirrors and all quotes that you can put up, little plaques of quotes on, and also you could look at those. And that mirror has doors that you could open up to reveal the mirror. So cute. It then went really dark, and I was like, oh please do not rain, and the heavens opened, so I ended up staying at the Garden Centre till the rain had died off. Whilst waiting for the rain to die off, I went off and got some more flower snaps and show you guys those.
just love flower and plant photography so much. I then had a look at the stationery and at the plushies and at the socks and mugs and bits like that. And then the rain died off, and then I went off and waited to get the bus back. And as I was waiting for the bus, it started to rain again, which was very annoying as I had my blue satchel with me and not my backpack. I had my raincoat in, so I got a little bit soaked, and then it dried off a bit, and then I went off to the Square Cafe and had some lunch from there. And before getting my lunch from there, I had to pop to a loo, and I went to Goose Loo, and there was someone in there changing their kid's nappy, but they didn't lock the door. So I literally walked in and I was like, oh, sorry about that. You think they would have locked the door, so I did have to wait for them to sort that out. And then I quickly went and borrowed the loo, and I thought I was going to burst, and got a cute mirror stuff from that to show you guys. So cute. I then had my lunch, and I got a coronation chicken sandwich, and I had some salad with it, and a pot of tea, and a lemon drizzle slice, and I'll show you guys that. It was so delicious. And I sat in the window watching the world go by, enjoying my food, and then I made my way back, and whilst on my way back, I popped into one of the pubs to have a drink from there, as I had quite a big walk, and I got myself a J2O, and then got some mirror stuff from there to show you guys. They've got such cute mirrors in there. I then listened to music on my headphones and made my way back down my town's hill, back into town. And as I got back into town, the sunshine came back out, and it was lovely and sunny with beautiful blue skies. I then went in to Tesco's to get myself one of the chicken Caesar pasta pots to have for tea, and got myself a drink to have for work tomorrow night. And then I got some flower stats from the flower section, and I'll show you guys those. They've got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there. I then made my way back, and I got home and had a shaved my head as well with the special razor, just put it well like that. And I love the confidence boost a fresh shave and a head shave gives me. I am now off to go and write a bit of my journal entry for today, read some more of Off the Eyes, and have a cup of tea and some more of my custom creams, work with some more of my illustrations and a little bit of my short story that I'm working on, and just chill before going off to work this evening. I'm doing 5 till close, and just see more of the vlog when I'm back from that. It's late on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I had work doing 5 till close, so I got myself ready for work. I then got to work. I got into work and put my bag away and got my drink out that I got to have for work. I had all of that, and it was just me and one other colleague on shift to start with, and it was quite busy with lots of people sitting outside enjoying the sunshine and blue skies. It had rained earlier on, and then the sun had come back out, and it was quite a nice evening, so we had lots of people sitting outside having drinks. So I was doing lots of food and drink orders and drinks making, and doing lots of wine and beer pouring and cleaning lots of tables, and someone talking to some of the regulars. I was just getting on with some of the cleaning and close jobs that I could get done. And then another one of our colleagues came in at 6, and I was just ordering lots of food and drinks, doing some coffee making and some milkshakes and smoothies. And then about 8ish, the colleague who came in at 6 finished, as it was quiet and there didn't need to be 3 of us on. So it's just me and one other colleague until close. So I just cracked on with the close and clean jobs, and was cleaning lots of tables inside as well as outside, getting all the glasses and plates and cups and that sorted out, and put through pot wash and glass wash, and then polishing cutlery and putting glasses away. And then I finished about 10ish. I then clocked out, got my bag and got picked up by my mum, and I got home and got into my PJs. And then for my tea I had a chicken Caesar pasta pot and a donut, and I'm sure you guys that. The chicken Caesar pasta pot I had for my tea was so delicious, and my dad had got us all a powdered donut each, and I had that with a cup of tea. And then I was just watching a little bit of Vicar of Dibley with my mum, and I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and then I'm going to be watching today's Home and Away and UK soaps
I shall see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Saturday and I hope you guys are all having a lovely start to your weekend. I got up after a bit of a lie-in. I then had some breakfast, and for my breakfast I had some porridge with a little bit of honey in it, and it was so good. I then just watched a bit of TV, just a bit of music, and was playing with Bear out in the garden, and it was a lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies. I was then just listening to a bit of music and working on a bit of my short story that I've been working on, and reading a bit more of Off the Ice, and had a cup of tea and some custard cream biscuits, tidied my office and dolls and dollhouse up a little bit, and then I got myself ready to go off for a walk and made my way up to the high street where they had this fun fair market thing on in the high street. So I went off and had a look around some of the stalls, and then went off and had a look around some of the chard shops. I went off to the book shop. I love the smell of old books so much. And then went off into Aldi and had a look at the Best Buy section. I then bumped into one of my friends, so I was having a nice chat with them. And went off into the flower shop. I got some flower stats for now to show you guys. They've always got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in that flower shop, with lovely colourful flowers, and the roses are so pretty. I then was having a lovely chat with the flower shopkeepers in there, and then I got some plant snaps from the plant section, and I'll show you guys those. It's like a jungle in there, with all the plants hang down from the ceilings, and all the pretty window displays with all the succulents and cactuses in the window. They always have such pretty window displays. I then went off and had a look around some more of the shops and got myself a drink and had that on my walk back. Whilst on my way back, I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies, and got some flower snacks, and I'll show you guys those. I was able to get some really pretty flower starts on my way back. All the lovely roses. There's such pretty roses out at the moment, and I just love all the pretty coloured roses. Those yellow and orange roses are so pretty, and all the wisteria as well. I then got back and I had my lunch, and I had some pizza that I'd made at Morning Group yesterday, and it was so delicious. I then just listened to a bit of music, and then was just working on some illustrations and colouring some of those in, and reading a bit more of Off the Ice. I got my uniform ready for work this evening. I'm doing a 5-job close. I then got 2 mirror selfies for my bedroom mirror that I'm shooting. It's such a cosy area over there where I got that mirror selfie from, with the plushes underneath the mirror and all the stars on the mirror. And I'm now off to go and work on a little bit more of my short story that I've been working on. Just a bit of music and probably read a bit more of Off the Ice, and have a cup of tea and some more of my custard creams. Just chill before going off to work this evening. I shall see you with a bit more to vlog later on. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I had work doing 5 till close, so I got myself ready for work. I then got dropped up to work by my dad. I then got into work. I got clocked in and put my bag away and got my drink out to have for work. I had a little bit of that, and it was just me and one other colleague on shift to start with. It's me and Karis, and then Tash was coming back in at 6 as she'd be on a split shift. She didn't end up coming back in until 6:30 as it was pretty quiet, and I was just getting on with some of the cleaning jobs that I could get done. I'm wanting some food and drinks, and doing some food and drink orders and drinks making. Even did a few coffees, getting quite confident on the coffee making machine now. And then Tash got back in at 6:30, and I had to go to Aldi to get some halloumi for kitchen, and it was absolutely lashing down. The weather was atrocious, it was insane, and so I literally ran there, got the halloumi and ran back, and it literally looked like I'd been in a shower. It was just so heavy, the rain was insane, and despite it being so stormy and not very nice out, we were absolutely rammed. It was so busy. We had a walk-in of 8 people, another booking of 7, and loads of other people coming in for lots of wines and drinks like that. And then once the rain had stopped, we had even more people coming in later on in the evening, so it was pretty busy. And then Tash got to finish early as she'd been on a split shift, so it was just me and Karis till we finished, and I ended up finishing about 11ish, and then clocked out, got my bag, and luckily by the time I finished the rain had stopped. I then got picked up by my dad, got home and got to my PJs, and then for my tea I had a mac and cheese, and I'll show you guys that. The mac and cheese that I had for my tea was so delicious, nice and cheesy, just how I like it. I then got my uniform ready for work tomorrow. I'm doing a 10 till 4, which means I get to have a little bit of a lie-in tomorrow morning, which should be good. And I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and then I'm going to be reading a little bit more of Off the Ice and just chill, and we'll see more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Sunday, and I hope you guys have all had a lovely Sunday rest. I got up after a little bit of a lie-in as I didn't have work until 10. I was doing 10 till 4. I then got up and I got ready for work. I then had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I just watched a bit of TV and listened to a bit of music, and then I was playing with Bear out in the garden. I then got dropped to work. I then got to work, got clocked in and put my bag away, and got a drink just before work, and I had some of that, and it was just me and 2 other colleagues on shift, and it was quite busy as we had a lot of people in for breakfast and for coffees, and then we had about 8 cyclists come in ordering coffees and cake and breakfast and bread. So I was throwing lots of food and drinks and cleaning tables. We had people sitting inside as well as outside, and it was a lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies, so it brought everybody out into the bear garden. So I was cleaning lots of tables out there, doing lots of food and drinks and doing lots of smoothies and milkshakes. I did some coffees and was doing some food and drink orders, and saw and chatted to lots of the workers that were in, and there were lots of really cute dogs, so I was getting bowls of water for the dogs and making a fuss of lots of the cute little puppies that were coming in. And then from 12 till 2 we had a musician come in and play. He was really good. And then it got quite busy as we had lots of people coming in for Sunday roasts, and then I did a massive clean-up as it had crashing down. I then ended up finishing about 3:30ish instead, as another colleague came in at 3, so they didn't need to be 3 of us until 5. So I then clocked off, got changed to a top that I had in my bag, and got a male selfie from the bathroom and getting changed into that top, and I'll show you guys that. Then I headed off, and I'm now off until Thursday daytime, so I've got the next 3 days off. I then went off to get some cash out for the new week ahead, as I like to be able to see what I'm spending and not be tapping on my card as much, and it helps with the budget as well. So I got that out from the cash box from Tesco's, and then went off to Coffee One and got a caramel frappe to take away, and had that on my way back whilst I listened to music in my headphones, and I'll show you guys a snap we got of that. I hadn't had a caramel frappe in ages. I really fancied one, and it was so delicious. And then whilst on my way back, I was just enjoying the sunshine and blue skies and listening to music on my headphones, listened to a bit of Kylie, and then I got some flower snacks, and I'll show you guys those. I was having a lovely stroll. I was able to get some really beautiful flower snaps. Those orange and yellow roses with the raindrops on from where it had been raining are so beautiful, and that purple one with the white splodges on as well. I then got back and put my work clothes in the wash. I then had my lunch, and for my lunch I had a pot noodle. I bloody love a pot noodle. I was then watching the second Shrek movie, which is probably one of my favourite Shrek films, and then I played with Bear out in the garden on his rope toy, which he loves. And then my old sister came over and brought our grandma over, and we were having a takeaway, and we'd ordered some curries, and it's quite nice that my older sister was able to have a curry with us because she was away on holiday when we went for my mum's birthday, so she missed out. So it's nice that she got to join us for curry this evening. And then whilst waiting for that to arrive, we were just watching a bit of this David Attenborough wildlife documentary. I love a bit of David Attenborough. And then our food arrived, and I had a chicken tikka masala with some onion bhajis, and I'll show you guys that. The food we had was so delicious. I'm not a big fan of yellow rice, so I had white rice instead, and the onion bhajis are so delicious. We then had a video down and watched a bit of Auntie's Roadshow. My grandma then got dropped home, and then me and my sisters were playing some games of Shut the Box and a few games of Uno. My older sister then went off home. I then finished writing my journal entry for today, put that away, and then I was just reading a little bit more of Off the Ice, and had a cup of tea and some of my custard cream biscuits, which are my favourite biscuits at the moment. They're so good. And I'm now off to go and rewatch some more of Dairy Girls. I've just been rewatching. It's such a great show. And then tomorrow I'm going off to Leafy Ground with my older sister and our family friend. And in the evening I'm going to be watching the second Devil Wears Prada with Tash and Jazz. So excited for that. So we've got a really busy bank holiday Monday, and I am so excited. And I hope you guys have all had a lovely week and weekend, and all have a lovely new week ahead and a great bank holiday Monday, whatever you get up to. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you with a new vlog coming very soon.